We have serious problems to solve, and we need serious people to solve them. And whatever your particular problem is, I promise you, he is interested in two things, and two things only: making you afraid of it and telling you who's to blame for it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you win elections.
And we are back. Welcome to Coffee Shop Talk. Before the break, Bob was talking about the United Auto Workers.
Yes, and this here is by Tom Kersher. He's an AP auto writer, and he wrote a lot of stuff about what's going on with this, with both Chrysler and GM going under. And I got some things highlighted I wanted to just kind of go over with you. General Motors Corporation has received, because see, last week I wasn't sure how much money was received with the bailout. They received $15.4 billion in federal loans. The government gave them a June 1st deadline to finish a major reconstruction or be forced into bankruptcy. Now, when you hear this other stuff, bankruptcy wouldn't be so bad for these people. The government has told the automaker to cut labor costs, close factories, shed dealers and brands, and persuade at least 90% of its bondholders to sign on for the stock for debt exchange. Now, what gives the government to tell them what to do in the first place? It's because you're going to listen to this. GM has offered bondholders 225 shares for every $1,000 in debt. If you're getting $225 per 1,000 and the stock goes to $4, which I think it will, so he's saying, I think it will. But if it doesn't, okay, I think it will. You're getting all your money back, he said. And then he goes on to say, it's a whole lot better than bankruptcy, then you don't get anything. Well, this is going to amaze you. The UAW statement announces the deal did not mention factory closures or production of vehicles outside the U.S. What does that tell you? The Obama administration welcomed the agreement, saying it is positive development in GM's effort to restructure and become a strong, viable company going forward. How? Okay, here's where it gets...
They're hoping.
Yeah. At Chrysler, the UAW agreed. Now, this is talking about Chrysler. This is a combination Chrysler-GM article. At Chrysler, the UAW agreed to take 55% of the company's stock in exchange for roughly $6 billion of the $10.6 billion that Chrysler owes its retirees' health care trust. Chrysler owes the retirees all this money, but now who owns 55% of Chrysler?
The United Auto Workers?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
They got quite the negotiator there.
Yes. GM has said it was negotiating to give the UAW about 39% of its stock in exchange for half of the $20 billion the company must pay into the trust. Half of GM stock would go to the government. So half, 50% is going to the government, 39% is going to the UAW. Why stay in business?
That's what was my question.
With 10% going to the bondholders. The bondholders are holding $27 billion of this money. $27 billion the bondholders have, and they're only going to give them 10%. The remaining 1% would go to the current shareholders. Now,
wow. That boggles the mind.
Will Woodard, a retired postmaster from Georgetown, Texas, bought $170,000 worth of GM bonds with her husband, but said they now stand to lose it all. The dividends would help them pay taxes, insurance, and medical costs, and for occasional road trip to see their grandkids. As modest as this amount may sound to some, it is our safety net, Woodard said. The couple recently took part-time jobs.
Huh.
They retired. They put money into this. They have to take part-time jobs because the UAW is taking their money, and the UAW is just a union. They never put anything up in the first place for GM to open its doors or for Chrysler to open its doors. They come in, let's create a union, let's make it strong. All the people say, yeah. And UAW owns it all. 55% of Chrysler, 39%, and then the other 50% is going to the government. You got the government now is in the car business. What kind of deal is that?
They're in the housing business. They might as well be in the car business.
We've always worked hard and played by the rules, so it is difficult for us to understand why GM bondholders are being treated so unfairly, she says. If its bond exchange offers goes through, GM plans to issue, they already proved they can't do anything, but they're going to issue 62 billion new shares. Then do a 1-for-100 reverse split stock. The whole deal would severely cut the value of GM's existing shares. File bankruptcy. Just file bankruptcy.
Wouldn't that be easier just to file bankruptcy?
Absolutely.
Well, they're making it sound, well, bankruptcy is just a bad way to go on this, and from what I'm hearing, it's not at all.
No.
How did UAW get so powerful?
They got powerful because the businesses let them get powerful. All the people that work for GM and Chrysler and whoever else it is, they wanted benefits. They wanted health benefits. They wanted holidays off. They wanted all these different things that the American people want. Basically, they want money and not have to work too much for it. That's this.
And in the meantime, retired folks have to go back to work.
Listen to this. Also, under the Chrysler deal, workers will no longer get most of their pay if they are laid off and placed in job banks. Instead, they will get 65 to 70% of their base pay to supplement state unemployment benefits. The length of time they are paid varies by seniority. Performance and Christmas bonuses will be suspended this year and next to help pay health costs.
Well, it's a bad time to be in the car business.
Wow! Can you absolutely believe this? We got to break away. Johnny's got some things to go to and to talk about. We have a guest today that Johnny's going to be interviewing this guest about. She's a manager for chain stores, and you'll be surprised at what you hear from her. We'll be right back.